It was good as settle. You know what I'm saying? I just came out here to make this video real quick. Just wanted to talk and shit a little bit. Shit just came in my mind. I'm really just sitting in my garage right now and shit. And I look bummy as shit right now too, but I just wanted to make this shit. I don't really care how I look, you know what I'm saying? But nigga just wanted to talk real quick. I just wanted to give some like motivational shit or something, cause you know, they've been thinking this shit, you know, cause a lot of people go through a lot of different things. A lot of niggas be in certain type of head spaces and mind spaces and stuff like that. And I understand, you know, a lot of people go through a lot of shit. But in terms of anybody who in some hard times, you feel me? Just, you know what I'm saying? Push through that shit. And for anybody who wants to be successful and I mean like up there, I mean, it doesn't, no matter where you want to go, take advantage of opportunities that's given to y'all, you know what I mean? Because you never know what type of opportunities you're going to receive or you're going to get if you take opportunities and get out of your comfort zone. Because that being in your comfort zone, I like to say that being in your comfort zone is not really I'm not going to say it's not a good thing, but if you're uncomfortable, but you're learning something and you're doing something new, then it's a good thing, you know what I mean? Because when you're out of your comfort zone and you're in a whole different type of environment, because say like you're somebody who's used to, like, I don't know, playing football or some shit, you know what I mean? And then you're trying basketball, but you're around a bunch of basketball players, you don't know shit about basketball. Then you're sitting there like, oh, fuck, like, what the fuck do I do? But then you might find out that fucking basketball is something that you really love to do and shit. And you'll be like, oh, fuck, I never thought about this. I always so used to football. Now I'm trying this basketball, and then I'm like, oh, this shit's different. And that's more so what I mean. Because you really just never know. And I'm saying this shit from experience, because I know, that's why I'm saying, like, nigga, you ain't got shit. Because, I mean, I ain't got shit right now, but I'm just saying from my own personal experience, when I tried something different, like when I tried doing theater, for example, it was something that kind of opened my eyes up and opened me up to shit, because I was just a person that just wanted to do film and cinema and stuff like that, and I still do. But then I didn't know how to get there, and I didn't know anything or any opportunities. Like, I just didn't know. I didn't know shit. You know, I don't know shit. So then I just wanted to make short films and stuff like that, which is still gonna happen. But I just wanted to make short films and stuff like that, and I wanted to find actors and stuff like that. So then I decided to join theater at the local college and just to try something new. And it ended up opening my eyes up a lot. And because, you know, theater, you know how theater is. Everybody like, you know, theater niggas this, theater niggas that. Everybody know theater niggas is cringe. And they cringe. I'm not, hey, they still cringe. But I ended up learning to respect theater. I ended up really fucking with theater. And ended up being in the play and all that. And it just put me in a whole different environment that I wasn't used to. Because, you know, theater is like, you know, theater, you gotta be extremely out there. You gotta do a lot of things that you're not comfortable with and a lot of shit. And if anybody who knows me personally knows, I'm not the type of, I'm not very, excuse me, but I'm not gonna say I'm not outgoing, but I'm really reserved. I'm like a really reserved type of dude. So when I tried theater, I was sitting there looking like, oh my God, like, how am I gonna do this shit? But once I did it, I ended up actually fucking with that shit. And once I got comfortable, I ended up auditioning for a play, and I ended up getting casted as a clown. And I ain't gonna lie, that process, and going through that process was crazy, because it was just a whole bunch of shit that was going on that I was hella uncomfortable with, but I didn't give up though, and I kept doing it. And it just, I met some cool folk and all that, and I'm around people that I'm not used to being around, a whole bunch of stuff like that. And it was a cool experience, a great experience, and it gave me an opportunity to go to Arizona to participate in a film festival and all types of stuff like that, all from being in this play and just trying out theater. So that's why I'm just to tell y'all, like, try shit. No matter what you want to do, just try it, because you just never know. And I would say just listen to your peers and shit too. Because if your peers trying to put y'all on game and shit, because I understand, like, when a nigga in the same place as you, and he telling you, like, hey, bro, try this shit. I know you look at the nigga like, I don't know. You know, you're kind of like unsure about it, and you're sitting there kind of just like, should I try this shit? I don't know. You know, you always sitting there just wondering, because it's just like, well, this nigga ain't got shit. Why this nigga tell me to do shit? He ain't got shit. But who knows though? Because sometimes, yo, niggas might be putting y'all on though. You just never know. You never know what type of shit is going on and shit. I would say listen to your niggas if it's for good and stuff like that. Yo niggas saying like, yo, try this shit out, I said give it a shot. Cause you just never know. You really just never know. Like you just never really know. Because you just don't. Cause a fear for me, cause realistically, a fear for me, or be real talk right now, a fear for me was to be left behind or being left behind by like my homies and shit. Cause you know, my homies was making moves and shit. Cause look, I worked at Walmart for 2 years and it was fucking hell. Like I enjoyed it for maybe like 6 months. And then like that shit, Walmart, cause anybody who worked at Walmart or works retail jobs, especially working at Walmart, that shit is terrible. That shit was terrible. And that shit was soul draining. It was soul draining so bad. It was soul draining, like extremely bad. And I just didn't know what to do. And you know, my homies and shit, they was in college and they was doing stuff. And honestly, I felt like I was being left behind for a minute. I really did. And I just felt kind of stuck. I felt stuck and I didn't know what direction to go. I didn't know what I wanted. Like there was a point where I even thought about giving up when I didn't even get nowhere. And that shit's true. Like I really thought like it was just like oof. Just thinking back on that shit, it's hard, you know, to think back on, because I'm such a passionate person and I'm very, what's the word? I don't even know the word. But I believe in what I say, you know what I mean? I'm very passionate and I want what I want, you know? So me being the person that I am and always just saying like, you know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And this the shit that I want. But just for me to even think back and think that once upon a time, I'm thinking like, do I even really want this? But I feel like that happens to every creative, you know? I feel like every creative nigga gets to, or every creative person or individual gets to a point where you're like, do I want this? Like, is this really worth all this, you know? But I got it out really quick because I told myself, you know, and my girlfriend helped me get through this shit too and said like, you know, how could you say all this when you ain't even tried it, you know? You ain't tried you haven't tried that yet. And now that shit opened my eyes up and I'm like, damn, you know, you right. I didn't even try. I was about to give up before I even tried to even pursue my dreams. All I was doing was just working at fucking Walmart. You know what I mean? So I said, fuck Walmart and I quit, you know what I'm saying? And I fucking quit that shit. I quit that shit and then, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, but then I didn't actually end up doing, like, getting into theater or any of that stuff until, like, the end of the year. Because this was, like, the beginning of the year. This was, like, we're in 2025. This is the beginning of 2024. I had quit Walmart like the beginning of 2024, like in January. And I didn't end up doing the theater stuff or getting back into school and stuff like that until the fall. So this was like in August or something. Yeah, for all class like August. So it was a minute that I had to take some time, but I had to take that time to get my thoughts together. And luckily I'm in a blessed situation where I don't have to worry about bills too much. Like, of course I have my car payments and things like that. But I was in a situation where I was able to, and I saved up hella money. I'm a hella good saver. I had hella money saved up. Like I was never the type to spend hella money. So that was a good thing too. I was able to keep myself sustained for a very long time without a job. And I was able to pay all my bills. I was able to do what I wanted to, but not just because I saved money. But that's for another like time anyways. But so I'm losing my train of thought. I'm saying so much shit. Oh, but yeah, I didn't end up getting into theater till the end of that time, but I took that time. But that little like gap period I'd say from late January to then, I had got my thoughts together and I had to like rediscover who I was. I had to really rediscover who I was because I don't know. It was just, sometimes you just got to take that time to really rediscover yourself. And because you don't, especially at the age, because I'm 22 right now. And I might not look it, but I'm 22 right now. And I just feel like in the early 20s, you just going through a whole bunch of different shifts, a whole bunch of different things that just going on through your head. Like, I swear, like, every, like, 6 months, you're in a different headspace. You're in a different mind space. And you're like, I want this, maybe I want that. Or, man, fuck this shit, fuck that. You know, you don't really, you know, your mind keeps constantly shifting. So I'm just, like, going through all this shit and stuff like that. And I had to keep, like, rediscovering. But it was like I kind of went through a fucking identity crisis or some shit. Because I'm just sitting there questioning myself, like, how, like, you know, especially for all the people that know me close, I've always been a person that was just so passionate and always outgoing of what I wanted, but then I was going through all this shit. I'm just like I don't know, you know. I'm blabbering on and on, but it was just my bad. I heard some shit. There's some fireworks going on back outside, so ignore that if y'all hear that. But it might go on constantly. They always blowing fireworks out here. Constantly, they do. Even if it's not 4th of July, they do that shit all year long. But yeah, I don't know, cause when you feel like you know yourself, but then you have some thoughts that's not you. You just wondering like, who the fuck am I? You know, you're going through all that. You're going through a lot of shit. You're just going through a lot of shit, and it's just like, man, I don't know. Shit's crazy. Just thinking back on all that shit is just pretty crazy. But to go back to pretty much what I was talking about though, is to just try shit though, cause this theater shit doing theater really gave me such great opportunities and just things that I never thought I would even do, and just never thought that it would just give me, period, you know. So just try shit, y'all. You know what I mean? Just to end off this video, but because I ain't really got too much more to say, I kind of just blabbered on and stuff like that. I just wanted to get this out there because I just, you know what I'm saying, wanted one of those moments and shit. But yeah, just try shit, y'all, because you just never know. You know, just keep on believing in yourselves. It's okay to be out of your comfort zone. It's okay as long as it's helping you grow, I say. Because if you're for real because if you, like I said, if you're in somewhere and you're hella uncomfortable and there's a whole bunch of weird stuff going on and you're just like, yo, where the fuck am I at? Then that's, like I said, that's not what I'm talking about. But if you're thinking about trying something new and just being like, maybe I will like drawing, or maybe I will like football, maybe I will like this, maybe I will like that. Try it out. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to try it out. And if you're the most inexperienced person in the room, accept that shit. Accept that and be like, okay, I got hella to learn then. There's a lot to learn. I got all these people around me, especially if you're around some people that's willing to actually help you grow. Do that shit. Because when I joined theater, I didn't know. I was the most inexperienced person. Like, for most, it was just intro to theater class, but there was some people who was in there, or a majority of people in that class were like doing acting and theater and all that shit like damn near their entire lives. They've been doing that shit through high school. And here's me at 22 going in there, and I'm like, you know, there's a lot of younger people in there and stuff like that too. So then I'm just sitting there like, you know, I never felt out of place, I guess, because the people were cool, but I don't know. But it's okay to be feeling like the dumbest in the room. I would just say that if you feel the most inexperienced in the room or the dumbest in the room, that's okay, because you got a lot to learn. Ask questions and be willing to just participate and stuff like that, and just keep yourself open. Don't shut yourself in, because a lot of people happen to shut themselves in. They shut themselves in, and then they wonder why there's no growth. You gotta open yourself up for growth. That's like the number one key to growing. You know what I'm saying? That's the number one key to growing. So, but yeah, you know, that's pretty much it. I ain't got nothing else to say. I think, if not, I'll make another video, because that's pretty much what I want to do with my channel for right now. I'm uploading anything on my channel for real. Whatever comes to my mind, I'm going to just talk about it, upload it, or I might upload some gameplay or some stream clips. I'm also streaming too, you feel me? SOS Settle. SOS Settle. You know, my YouTube account, you know what I'm saying? Follow my Twitch, you feel me? I'm going to be streaming and doing things like that. But yeah, I'm just going to upload whatever I want to on my channel and just go from there and stuff like that. So, hey, but like I said, this Settle, and like and subscribe, and I'm gone. Peace.